Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to show you a few different options you can use for your attack team in the upcoming Guild Wars, where we have a Silverglade restriction. This means your troops, and indeed your weapon, must be from Silverglade. Now, this can make it actually quite tricky because there's not a lot of fantastic options for this, but we do what we can, and I'll show a few different options. So I'll pop into PvP, take a look at a couple of battles here. Now, this is one team I'm looking at here, and this is good for quite a few different reasons. First of all, life and death, not exactly the out-and-out powerhouse it used to be a little while ago, but still a really good weapon. And the weapons we're looking at in general for this, I would say, let's change that to Silverglade. There's three that stand out for me, which are Emerald Blade, exploding purple gems, giving a status effect to all Silverglade allies, which would be the whole team, and as a summon at the same time. Very good. Oh, excuse me. Life and death, stealing magic +1 life from the last two enemies, death marking them, and blessing yourself. So if that death mark comes in early, you can actually just kill an enemy straight away, which is really nice. And reflection of good, absolutely awesome as well. Grant all status effects to an ally, then explode half your magic, roughly, gems with their mana colour. So again, really good. Three options there. So that is the main weapon choices I would suggest. There are other ones, obviously, you can use depending upon who you're fighting. And like I say, it is actually important who you are fighting in Guild Wars. The banner I'm using for this is +2 purple, +1 green, -1 red. Got 3 troops using green, 3 using purple. Let's get them up as quickly as possible. And Elementalist, really powerful. Elemental Force, still by far the best trait in the game. Absolutely awesome. And the talent trees, again, you can modify this based on who you're fighting and what their main strengths are. But always good to snap freeze an opponent while being immune to it, to freeze yourself. We can have some Stone Circle. We can have a Dust Storm from the start. Pretty useful. Deluge, if you're fighting a Queen Bee team, a Stellarix team. A damage to all team, gives you a chance to just hide from that damage to all. If you're fighting something like a Tax Shaka team that does a lot of single target damage, or another troop that does single target damage, then Rock Solid will save you from 1 instance of incoming damage. And we can have Stone Mastery, even more brown, and Fortitude. So let's dive into this battle and explain why Tannenbaum and Life and Death are a really good combo. Now, Life and Death does death mark the last 2 enemies. But the reason why this works really well with a Tannenbaum is sometimes the last enemy, or the second to last one, may be immune to death mark. So in that case, you can actually cast Tannenbaum first, cast it on the one that's immune to death mark, drag them to the top, and that will obviously change the order of the team, meaning that when you cast Life and Death, those troops at the bottom now should be death marked, which is really useful. So, with 2 times Queen Aurora, given that bonus mana from all gem matches, watch how fast Life and Death gets charged up. So I did start with a Medal of Anu to give myself a quick start, but we've got this nice brown and purple here. We'll grab this, and Life and Death's ready. It's partly to do with 2 lots of this gain bonus mana, and once this gets going, it is very hard to stop. It really is. So let's cast this now. They're death marked. We've stolen their life. We're more tanky than what we were. It's enchanted. It's going to get ready to do it again really quickly. I might even let him do that just because I'm feeling generous, because we're going to get charged up so quickly. It is nuts. But if we get a extra bit of brown from somewhere, no, let's just do this. Let's show how fast you can work when we get the old Life and Death malarkey going. Always take the 4 matches when you're in Elementalist class, really useful. That'll be Life and Death ready. That'll be the end of them too. We get triple skull damage, remember, from Tannenbaum as well, versus entangled enemies, which is really cool. So we can get them afflicted by that. But Life and Death's ready again, so I mean, it just gets ready so quick, it's just a bit nuts. I mean, nearly all our team are up now. Let's give them a little slap of that. That weakens them. That's gonna... Oh, everybody just died. I think 1 died from burning because we got them down to like last 3 health, and I think the other one just... The death mark kicked in. So that is a Fun way to go about things, but what if you don't have two Queen or Aurora? What is a good substitute for one of them? Like I say, the other weapons I mentioned are good as well. Reflection of good. I'm going to chuck in a underrated troop. Oh, another good option for this as well, while I think about it, because I don't want to forget, is Immortal... What's her face? There she is. If your Immortal Celine is a good level, she's from Silverglade, so we'll count from this. You won't get the double damage effect that she does in PvP, because we're not in Bay of Stars. But still, that true damage to 3 random enemies, boosted by enchanted allies and enemies, is a pretty decent thing, especially as she creates an enchanted gem when a turn begins, if you have that trait. But obviously, when we cast Life and Death, that enchants itself, so we get that extra boost from that. But I'm just going to show the next battle with a very underrated troop for me, which is a Wisp. Yes, a Wisp! Some people will be absolutely shocked. It starts battles with 75% mana, dispels all enemies, removes positive effects such as Barrier, Enchanted and Enraged, jumbles aboard and gains an extra turn, and charms an enemy. So that charm is actually really, really good. The more powerful the enemy, that's the same as them hitting themselves. So it's the same as hitting 2 enemies. If you had a troop which hit 2 enemies really hard, the same power as your opponent if they're really tough, as well as dispel them, as well as start with 75% mana, jumbles aboard, and had an extra turn, you would think that was really good. And that's why it is really good. Getting excited. Let's show why it's really good. And it uses red as well. So in this team, we can actually collect red and have our wispy friend ready to go. But we'll collect brown and purple while it's there. Let's do that. Bring them purple closer, hopefully. Nope, we'll take brown instead. But Life and Death's already ready, Eddie. But they're impervious. And bottom 2 troops. But another cast of Life and Death they'll be dead anyway. So let's concentrate on sorting them out that way. So no purple, no brown. We have got a skull hit. Could do that. Let's do that. Right, now let's show why Wisp is actually really cool. So first of all, we're going to charm someone. Deals their attack to the troop above and below. So if... they've all got like decent levels of attack, so we're going to do that. They punch each other in the face. Jumps aboard and they get an extra turn. So that's created an extra turn from an extra turn, which in fact has ended up charging up my Life and Death. Which the result of that is it's ended up killing their their bottom 2 troops, which wouldn't have happened if Wisp wasn't there, because it wouldn't have jumbled the board like that. Obviously, it's how it works, you know, sometimes it will work for you, sometimes won't work quite as spectacularly well as that, but the point is, it's there. So when you got it there, you can use it, and there's an option. Like if I haven't got a 4 match here, and my Life and Death wasn't ready, I mean my Life and Death is ready, so let's cast that. Let's just see them die from death marks, you know, maybe. But there's no 4 matches here, for example. I can cast this. They've punched them and killed their own mate, and set me up for a skull hit, which ends the game. That's why Wisp is really flipping good. I'm still getting excited. Alright, so let us look at one more option. Let's say you haven't got Life and Death. What are we going to do? I mean, you can, like, rather than Queen Aurora, like I say, you can chuck in Immortal Celine. That'll be a good way to go. In fact, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's chuck in Immortal Celine in place of Queen Aurora. And let's say you haven't got Life and Death yet as well, so we need to pick a different weapon. Let's go for Emerald Blade. She gets first dibs on blue and brown, and when we cast that and explode the board, that's okay. And if we lose Tannenbaum, we have a summon. Right, probably should take a look at the talents properly as well and the banner, but I'll just roll with this. Yeah, because I'm on minus red at the moment, aren't I? Yeah, that's not actually very good for this. Should have swapped that around, but you know what to do when it comes to swapping that. We can get this, if you've got the talent trees, the talent thing for this to trait to create an enchanted gem when my turn begins, you can absolutely do that and see if it gets on someone good. If that happens, say now we've not got a natural 4 match anywhere, so again we can make them beat themselves up. Boom, they've given themselves a load of damage and set us up again for a 4 match. Like Wisp is, I love Wisp. A lot of people don't see it, but it's good. It's really good. All right, let's may not could wisp them to death. This looks like we've got a 4-match. Looks like we've got a 4-match here, and we have. Morceline is absolutely ready to go, so let's do that. Right, so no natural 4-match again. So let us again whack them with that and change the board around, see if we get a bit of luck. We've got a skull hit, but I might leave them that because we are... Oh no, I'll take that because they're entangled. We get triple damage. Thank you very much. On your way, son. What we got? Well, top troop is enchanted, so we are going to get ready pretty quickly anyway. Wisp is nearly ready to go again. Let's see if we get a lucky skull hit dropping down from this one. Not today. Let them beat themselves up. They've done plenty of damage. That's the main threat out of the way. Now we can get more of that. They can punch each other in the face, and that's pretty much the game in the bag. And Wisp had a lot to do with that. I haven't actually cast a weapon yet. Let's cast a weapon just for fun. So if you lost a troop, you can obviously cast that. Explode those gems. Grant a random status effect to all Silverglade allies and have a summon as well. But this is the only point now where Wisp becomes somewhat useless, because it does dispel all enemies, which is still going to remove that barrier, which is quite cool. So it's still not even useless here, but the charm becomes irrelevant when you're down to the last enemy. But I'll do that there anyway, because we've got an extra turn and we removed the barrier. But we were going to remove the barrier anyway. If we didn't have that option of that 4-match with that skull hit, I would have cast Wisp to remove that barrier first, just because it makes it easier. And they did. Well, that was alright. So yeah, a few different options and the way you can swing things around with the team on this Silverglade restriction. But there's a video, I'll leave it at that. Just a quick one today. I've got a Rob Slayer event in literally an hour and a half. I have to start thinking about getting ready for that. A live stream where I do live Guild Wars style battle. So that's at 2 o'clock UK time. So try and join me for that if you can. But there's a video. If you enjoyed it, it'd be really cool if you bash that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.